All right, thanks for that, Joshua. Well, in a social media post this morning, President Trump warned Iran that any of its ships that come near the U.S. blockade will be eliminated. Starting today, the U.S. Navy is under orders to stop all ships that do business with Iran from passing through the Strait of Hormuz. It comes after talks this weekend failed to reach a deal. But CBS News has learned that Pakistan is pushing to get the U.S. and Iran to resume negotiations in an effort to get a peace accord before the current ceasefire runs out next week. Natalie Brand has more.
President Trump is downplaying the lack of a breakthrough with Iran this weekend.
I don't care if they come back or not. If they don't come back, I'm fine.
But did announce a blockade on Iranian ports in the Strait of Hormuz starting today.
Iran will not be able to sell oil, and that will be very effective.
The development comes after more than 20 hours of negotiations in Pakistan this weekend, led by Vice President J.D. Vance, ended without a deal.
We just could not get to a situation where the Iranians were willing to accept our terms.
CBS News learned the key sticking points included U.S. demands that Iran stop enriching and storing uranium, a key material for building a nuclear weapon, and funding for terrorist proxies, including Hamas and Hezbollah, and fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz without charging tolls. Iran's parliament speaker, one of the top negotiators, warned with a U.S. military blockade, fuel prices will skyrocket, writing on social media, soon you'll be nostalgic for $4 to $5 gas. Iran has threatened to retaliate. President Trump is warning on social media if any Iranian fast attack ships come anywhere close to the blockade, they will be eliminated.
U.S. naval personnel and assets will be in more direct range of Iranian mines, drones, and more in and around the Strait of Hormuz, so we could see more casualties.
In a new CBS News poll, nearly 70% of those surveyed said they were worried about the U.S.-Iran conflict, and more than half said gas prices have been a financial hardship. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Well, in a social media post this morning, the president warned Iran that any of its ships will be eliminated. Now, we do want to talk about gas prices as they are getting higher every single day. This is a live look right here of what Gas Buddy has said they're looking like here locally. In Rogers, the average about $3.47, Fort Smith $3.42, and Clarksville $3.55. So if you are heading to the gas pump, just be mindful that those are the prices. And Casey Jennings, the man facing capital murder charges for the death of his ex-girlfriend Allison Castro, was in court today for new charges. Jennings is now facing one count of second-degree battery after assaulting a deputy inside of the Washington County Jail. Today, Jennings pled not guilty to that charge. A hearing for the battery charge is scheduled for June 10th, the same day his capital murder trial is set to begin. Well, Jennings has been in jail since 2022 after the death of his ex-girlfriend, and he will be expected to be a 2-week-long murder trial. Prosecutors have said that the death penalty is still on the table. A federal court is also set to consider an appeals request from Joshua Duggar this week. Duggar has already had one appeal effort denied in federal court. He's currently serving a prison sentence in Texas after child sexual assault materials were found on his electronic devices. The latest appeal effort centers on legal errors that Duggar is alleging happened during the investigation and trial. The next hearing is scheduled for Wednesday. Meanwhile, the proposed prison site in Franklin County is sparking strong opposition. Over the weekend, Franklin County residents came together as one to share their concerns with political activist Spike Cohen. He says that he'll be bringing those concerns along with a documentary showcasing Franklin County residents straight to lawmakers in Little Rock today. It's all in an effort to shift the perspective of Arkansas legislators.
What I've heard over and over again from folks here across the county here is that they're worried it's going to destroy their community, not just the prison itself, but the fact that there isn't any actual infrastructure to feed it.
The state of Arkansas has purchased approximately 815 acres of land in Franklin County near Charleston to build the 3,000-bed state prison. Well, as the Arkansas fiscal session is heading into its second week, we're taking a look at some of the bills to keep an eye on, beginning with Human Services House bill, which would fund more than $76 million in grants for food assistance and set aside $50 million for summer EBT programs. Another includes more than $277 million for the educational vouchers, adding $50 million for school safety grants. 1007 outlines funding for public schools and programs and includes $190 million for teacher salaries. If passed, these bills would take effect on July 1st. We'll keep an eye on them and let you know what happens. Well, today, the Democratic Party of Benton County is set to hold its county convention. The event will take place at Northwest Arkansas Community College at 6:30. Attendees will elect more than 40 delegates for the state convention in Little Rock come June. 7 members will also be elected to serve on the Democratic Party of Arkansas State Committee. The event is open to the public, but voting is limited to county party members. On other news, there is a change of command at Fort Chaffee. Colonel Steve Brack officially took over as the garrison commander for Fort Chaffee Joint Maneuver Training Center. The change of command was made official during a private ceremony. Brack has served in the military since he enlisted in 1995. Well, the Fateville Planning Commission is set to discuss the proposed site for a new Ramey Junior High again today. The property would cover nearly 27 acres, North Marks Mill Lane and East Ash Street. The commission voted to table the item last month, and according to the agenda today, the group also wanted to see changes to pedestrian and vehicle safety measures. They also want to see additional sidewalks and more information about the project. Some community members have raised concerns about the project, including the removal of trees and disruption of the natural landscape. Well, today, the city of Fayetteville is hosting an annual blood drive to honor the late officer Stephen Carr. Carr was only 27 years old when he was shot and killed in an ambush attack outside of the Fayetteville Police Headquarters. This was their former headquarters. Today's event started at 9 and will last until 3 in the Fayetteville Town Center. Well, the music season at the Amp in Rogers is officially underway after a packed amphitheater last night. The venue kicked off another concert season, welcoming Peso Pluma to the stage. It's the second time the chart-topping Hispanic musician has played at the venue. You can expect some changes this year at the Amp, including more options for non-alcoholic drinks.
Seen consistently that non-alcoholic beverages are very popular, so we have offered some new options when it comes to stuff like that. So we've got some boba teas that we're doing, and we also have some dirty sodas that we're doing.
Rod Stewart is the next show 1 week from Wednesday. Bob Dylan, Tim McGraw, TLC, and Salt and Peppa are just a few other names already on the schedule.